fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
They say the vote is just a smokescreen. I hope you acting like we got control over who gets chosen. I think it's a joke. The president's on dope, sniffing coke. He's just a puppet of Patsy, taking orders from a cult to the mask. He was dancing with the devil, so we can't ever trust. You got us by the balls, power, blood, money, and lust. Just take control of yourself. You know that change is a must. The initials of the U.S. is us. Before you join the military, see what the war's about. We got a lot of dirt to clean in our house.
Committed treason. It's the reason we stand and we fight through the darkness and the light. The government lied.
Soldiers died in the fire of war. They got burnt. They had to learn the hard way. The freedom isn't free, so they paid the
price with their life, and now you miss them. Some are still missing. This ain't the Christian coalition. I'm a child of the earth that study this knowledge without a need of a church. Of course I thank the Lord, but no thank you for the war. Oil's what we fighting for. It's the rich against the poor. Missiles flying overhead. Bodies coming home.
Put on your tinfoil hats, folks. Here we go.
Put a lid on. That's what they came to.
It skips a little bit. It's on satellite.
That I suspect they're going to call for a voluntary universal moratorium on the use of the technology, but it's not going to matter because rogue nations are not going to care what they say. They're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. Well, interestingly, they came out of the meetings in Washington a month ago or so, 60 days ago, and basically said the same thing. They said, we should call for a moratorium, but it's not going to matter. Countries are already using the technology, and therefore it is our hope. Basically, this is what they said, that people will be responsible in moving forward. And the British scientists could hardly wait to get out of town to go back to Britain to get it approved to start making germline genetic modification to human embryos.
Well, you know, a lot of people are worried about terrorism. They're worried about the economy. But this is far greater a concern. You have that machine with you. Yeah. Show me it. Is it called the CRISPR machine?
Yeah, well,
it's just a little kit.
Yeah. So imagine that the world right now is in an uproar over a science kit no bigger than that.
Small.
Yeah, and again, she could explain how it works, but here's what you should know. That technology can accomplish what the eugenicists of the early century wanted to do. That technology is being used right now to rewrite human genetic makeup at the germline level. But that technology could also, now here's the spooky thought, right? For the first time since the Great Flood, right in front of me, right here, is the ability to once again incarnate fallen angels in bodies of flesh.
So there would be a pragmatic reason, a science reason to do this to help humanity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're going right back to pre-flood days.
Mm-hmm.
Right back to pre-flood days. And another thing you just mentioned, and this is something that's very important, and this is keeping security experts awake at night, and it could be big time prophetically significant. There's another technology that they're using with the CRISPR kits called gene drive. And think of gene drive, and again, let's put this down into, dumbified Tom Horn language, right? I'm not, this is why I've got her here, so that you can just say, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, right? But think of gene drive technology as the ability to drive out of existence a previous version of a species and to drive into an existence a replacement version of that species. Mm-hmm. The proofs of concept have already been done. She mentioned a moment ago how biologists at the University of California recently, what they did to prove this technology, they took fruit flies, which is a pretty complex organism, and fruit flies are always born a dark color. So what they did, they said, we're going to put a strong gene inside the genetic makeup of these fruit flies so that all, forward fruit flies are going to be born, I think it was bright blue. It was either bright red or bright blue. And they showed in that test that all fruit flies from that point forward were born bright blue. So what did they prove? They proved that you could drive into existence a replacement version of an animal, of humanity, or whatever. Imagine if the Antichrist has his hands on this kind of technology. Maybe that explains why, with such impunity, people are beheaded and killed, treated like animals during the Great Tribulation period, because they have literally engineered an army of individuals who are not like you and I. They don't empathize.
Well, we've seen like the ISIS people are cutting off heads. And I say to myself when I see that, how could a human do that?
Right.
Well, you just answered how a human could do that.
Right.
It's not a human.
Well, but why are security experts concerned? Because now, imagine a Gattaca-like future, right? Most people are familiar with the Gattaca movie. That in the future...
I'm not.
Okay. Just a good little Jewish boy that's just not going to watch Gattaca, right?
No.
Well, anyway, the idea...
I like my Bible. But...
Yeah.
Amen.
Good for you, right?
Amen.
So that in the future, basically, people are patented. You're only born if somewhere, somehow, your parents got permission and you're genetically engineered. That's the whole idea around Gattaca. So now, the people who are, I think, altruistic, really good-hearted people who really do want to provide cures, many of these are Christians that are working in biolabs, and they imagine a cure to cancer, a cure to diabetes, because they could use this through gene therapy to essentially wipe out that malady, right? Some of them, though, are also saying we could create versions of future humans who not only can't get cancer, they're entirely immune to the whole idea because it's created in their genetic makeup to be completely immune to cancer. Well, again, the naturalists would say, wow, that is a really good idea, right? We're going to drive into existence cancer-free humans, and we're going to use this technology to do it. But the security experts say, yes, but terrorists can get this technology too. And by the way, one reason why I brought this with me is to make the point that if Tom Horn, an old fat preacher, can get his hands on an advanced CRISPR-Cas9 gene knockout kit, you better believe that terrorists have their hands on this technology.
Yep. You can bet your ass they do. Now, if you're somebody like the devil, or you have evil plans, you could put that technology to some fucked up use. Basically what he's saying is, you can take a human who's got a good soul and basically push them out, make reproductions of them just without certain aspects of them. So it'll still be human, but the soul won't be there. They have no emotions or anything. See, what they want is, they want our soul and our body. They want our soul and body. Anywho, Secret Space Program whistleblower Corey Goode made an astonishing revelation in yesterday's, I think that was on the 5th, I don't know. So anyways, he described an extensive tour of massive underground cavern system belonging to an inner Earth civilization dating back millions of years. These people of the inner earth had helped the ancient Sumerians rebuild civilization after a minor cataclysm on the surface. In whole, or in part, the representatives of the inner earth were suggesting they were the Anunnaki, who Zecharia Sitchin described in his famed Earth Chronicles series of books. This and the previous episode of Cosmic Disclosure had focused on Good's meeting with select members of up to 7 ancient Earth civilizations and his subsequent tour of underground facilities, which took place in September 2015. Good had earlier released a written report of their meeting on the 23rd. Last week, in the January 26th episode, Good described key points in this meeting with the representatives whose civilizations ranged in age from the youngest dating from approximately 4 ice ages ago to the oldest enduring a staggering 18 million years. Now, if you think that's crazy, keep thinking about that little 13,000-year-old satellite up in space that isn't ours. And folks, look what the fuck they're doing with this technology. If you think that they can't freeze something and bring it back years later, you're fucking sadly mistaken. Okay, so I already went over this story. Just going to show you that, you know, these inner earth beings, they're fucking demons. They're demons from hell. Let's face facts here, folks. Okay, there's nothing else out there. These things... Now, if these things can make themselves look like anybody, people you know and shit like that, why in the hell would you believe anyone else that would come from out there then? Okay, so there is nobody else out there. It's us and the demons. Okay? Now, folks, let me ask you this question. When the space shuttle was landing on the moon, who was taking the fucking photos and the video of it landing? Just wondering. I think I just mind fucked some of you. Have a nice night, folks.